This is a video that I did not think I was gonna get to make. So after nearly 3 years, I can officially say as of August 8th, 2025, that I'm divorced. I am no longer married to the person I married. Long story, incredibly short. In 2021, March of 2021, I got married. And obviously that marriage did not last. And since 2022, we've been on the road or trying to get on the road to getting a divorce. It was long and drawn out and complicated for a myriad of reasons. Primarily, I would say, because he now lives in Australia, and so there's just a lot of back and forth with paperwork and all of that stuff. Now that I'm here, now that I've arrived at this place that I've wanted to be at for so many years, it's interesting, my response. So the courts officially granted our divorce on July 8th of this year, and then from the time it is granted until it is actually valid, it's a month time, exactly a month. So August 8th, it was valid and it was finalized and it was done. And then this past Tuesday, August 12th, I received the paperwork saying that I am divorced and the divorce is done. I had a busy week this week, personally and professionally, and I did not have confidence in how I was actually going to respond emotionally to the fact that it's done, this thing that has been hanging over me for years, and this thing that has altered and complicated and defined my life for so many years. I mean, realistically, it's been 5 years from the moment that I met him until this moment now. My life has kind of revolved around this person and this relationship in some way, shape, or form. And so to now be here and it just be over, not like it never happened, but kind of like it never happened, it's such a strange scenario to comprehend, because now I'm left and the thoughts I keep having are like, who am I now? Who have I become? What does life look like now? Because that chapter is officially closed, which means the version of me that I had to be to survive that chapter is also closed. He's gone. And so it's almost like I get to start over. I get to start over, but as a brand new version of myself, and a version of myself that I have to get to know and that I have to learn, because I haven't been this me yet until now. And I find that incredibly exciting. I find it exciting to know that there are a lot of things that I went through and that I experienced that will serve me well in terms of knowing that I will never deal with them again and never go through them again, because the version of me that has come out the other side is so much more self-confident and self-assured, and I no longer feel the need to make excuses for what my boundaries are and what I need and what I deserve out of not just relationships, but out of life. I guess the biggest lesson that I have learned through all of this is boundaries and the importance of boundaries, but the importance of you respecting your boundaries first. I think we set boundaries and we hope that other people respect them, and we don't really take enough time to develop a respect for those boundaries for ourselves. Because once you stand 10 toes down on your own boundaries, nobody can make you flinch from them at all. And the tolerance you have for people who continually try and test those boundaries becomes 0%. So now I'm a person who I respect my boundaries so much that I am okay with walking away the very first time somebody decides to disrespect them or challenge them or try them. I feel like people will continually walk all over you if you continue to give them the opportunity. Like, not everyone is entitled to a second chance, and it is okay to walk away from something or somebody the moment that you feel disrespected. And it doesn't have to be out of anger towards them, but more out of protecting the peace within you. I have become a person who knows how to walk away without a fight or an argument, and sometimes without any communication at all. I think the thing to remember is that people are not dumb. They know exactly who they are, they know exactly how they treat people, and they know exactly how that treatment will be received and how that will make you feel. So sometimes, depending on the situation, it's not your job to explain anything to them or draw them a picture. They are well aware, and your absence will be louder than any word you could ever say to them. So here I am. I am now divorced. I'm somebody's ex-husband, and I feel like there are a lot of things that need to be excommunicated from my life beyond him and that situation. I feel like this is a good opportunity for me to reassess my life and reevaluate people, places, and things in my world to see what still serves a purpose, what still makes sense, what still fits, and what I need to discard. There are some friends I need to break up with, some family I need to break up with, some work situations I need to break up with. Hell, there are some TV shows I need to break up with. And that may sound funny, but like, I'm being so dead ass serious. I have realized lately that like the TV shows I watch, they no longer stimulate me, they no longer entertain me. They're things that I have been watching and participating in out of habit, but they don't add anything to my life. If anything, they keep my head in a weird and strange mindset. And I'm talking about reality TV. I feel like I need to have a very big sit-down conversation with reality TV and its place in my life. There are certain shows that I think I can still justify getting away with because they are just entertainment and they do not like last with me. But I think there's a lot of these shows where you're seeing people bicker and fight and argue, and we think that we can watch those and then like turn off the TV and walk away, and that kind of energy doesn't stick with us. I feel like that is not correct. I feel like that's wrong. And so I'm looking at the things that I'm looking at and the music I'm listening to and just all of those things. And I'm really trying to figure out what is being a positive, impactful influence in my life and what is kind of keeping me in this place that I no longer wish to live in. My life and my circumstances and my headspace for the last few years have been stuck in this ball of anxiety and frustration and confusion and loss and grief, and it really covered everything around me and every part of my life. And so I'm so excited now to be this version of me that gets to show up differently now, because 100%, and it's crazy how it works, but as soon as I saw the paperwork that's saying that it is done, it is over, it's like I snapped and I was no longer in that headspace. I was no longer that person. I really just let him go and let all of that go. And so there's a different me now, a different version of me that's going to be showing up to everything, showing up to my friendship, showing up to work. Hell, I'm so excited to see what my experience dancing is going to be like now, because I'm coming at it from a much more clear and free headspace. I've spent the last few years feeling like such an incredibly big failure. Like the choices I made and decisions I made have led me to being a broken person, a person who is damaged goods and that nobody would want, a person who does not know how to do relationships. I lost a lot of trust and faith in myself when it comes to my discernment and my decision making and the people that I choose. And while some of that still lingers in there, I do truly feel like I've arrived at a place where I know my worth, I know my value, I know my capacity to love and to try and to be committed and to want to see the very best in people and believe in the potential of people. But I also know that I can't change anybody. I cannot fix anybody's heart or mind. It is not my responsibility to be Captain Save-A-Ho. I can only take care of my side of the fence. And as long as I am doing everything in my power to make sure that my side of the fence is good, then I can walk away with a clear mind and a clear conscience and with my head held high. And I feel like that is what I can say about this situation. And although I wish I didn't have to go through what I went through to be this version of myself, I don't really know if I would exist as I am now had I not gone through it. So it's one of those double-edged swords, you know? I feel like I lost a lot of myself over the past few years. It's difficult to be who you are when you're being made to feel like who you are is too much or not enough. And it becomes difficult to own your words when you're in a situation where you're punished for open and honest communication. And so I learned to just keep my mouth shut, to keep the peace, but to also stop having to explain myself. It's so exhausting to constantly feel like you're being misunderstood and that you have to explain yourself and fight for every single thing that comes out of your mouth. And so over time, that's just the version of me that I became. I became more quiet and more agreeable, and I stopped sticking up for myself. I stopped advocating for myself. I stopped being myself, and it bled into everything. Like I was being that person at work and in other friendships and family dynamics and with myself and with my relationship with myself. I said that I lost myself, but I didn't lose myself. I just became this version of me. This is who I became. And I am so excited to not have to be him anymore. So excited. Yeah, if I'm honest, I don't know if I trust myself. And I should. I've done the work. I've sat with my shadows. I have taken a good hard look at the choices that I made and how I played a part. And I've taken responsibility and accountability and I've made peace with a lot of those things. And I don't even blame him for the version of myself that I became that I did not recognize and did not like. Like I made choices that I thought were best in order to make it through and manage and survive that situation. I made those choices, I chose those choices, but then I became those choices, and that was a choice. I am looking towards the future with excitement and with joy and with curiosity, and I believe in love, and I believe that love is available to me and that it's out there and that I will find him sooner, hopefully, rather than later, because I'm not ashamed to say I like being somebody's person. I like being in a relationship, but I don't want to be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. I want it to be a fruitful one. I want it to be a partnership. I want it to be something where we are growing and expanding together and building. And so I can wait for that, but I hope I don't have to wait too long because I am open and I'm ready. So I'm excited for the future, for all things, not just relationships. I'm excited for what my life is going to look like now that it's just mine again. I'm excited to see what my emotional capacity is, now that I'm not burdened with a negative situation that kind of clouds all of my emotions. I am excited to see where my creativity goes now that I can focus on anything and everything other than that situation. I'm just excited and I'm looking forward to life again. It's been a long time since I can sincerely, genuinely say that I'm looking forward to life and that I have things that I want to accomplish and achieve, and I now have the capacity and the clarity to do those things. I am excited. I'm excited that I've reached the end because the end is just another beginning. And I believe that we should begin again as many times as necessary. And so here I go, beginning again. Anyway, we have reached that point in the video where I start to ramble, and so I'm going to go because there is life to be lived, people. Okay, bye. I'm divorced. I am somebody's ex-husband. I'm single. I am unhitched. I'm free.